Bonjour à tous et bienvenue dans Ma vie de geek. Cette émission n'est pas tout à fait comme les autres. C'est en effet la première avec un invité internationalement reconnu. Et oui, il est Iron dans The Walking Dead, il est Crâne Rouge dans Avengers. Et je ne pensais pas dire ça un jour, mais bienvenue dans La vie de geek de Ross Marquand. Hi Ross, thank you for accepting my invitation.
Thank you for having me. Bonjour.
Yeah, bonjour, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry for my bad English.
Sorry for my bad French.
By advance. Ross, in this show, you choose yourself 5 moments of your career. Was it difficult to choose before we talk about that?
Oh yes. It's because it's hard to find milestones in your career because it's hard to be too precious with your life because you think, oh, which is this part of my life more important than this? But there are 5 that really stand out in my mind, and those are the ones that
we talk about.
I told. Yeah.
The first moment is when you decide to pursue acting against your parents' wishes.
Yes.
Why did your parents don't want you to act?
I wouldn't say they didn't want me to act, but they didn't see acting as a good business idea. They thought it was a good hobby, maybe something that you do for fun on your free time.
And not a real job.
Exactly, yeah. Not something that you could ever make a living doing. And they were probably right because it's very, very difficult to make any.
Of that,
of
yes.
course, yeah. It's in any kind of entertainment profession, it's very difficult to make a career out of it. But I knew I had this in myself to be an actor, and even though I was accepted to the business school at the University of Colorado, and I was doing the business for the first year.
You do it in secret.
In
you
secret.
do it in the back of your parents.
I secretly auditioned for the Bachelor of Fine Arts in Theater, and it's a very selective program. Only 18 people get in a year, and I got in. I auditioned, and I got.
And you play classic?
Everything. I mean, it was Greek, classic, Shakespearean, modern, everything. And I didn't tell my parents at first. They said, "Ooh," and I did the whole semester basically in secret. And then finally, I told them when I came back home. I said, I'm going to do double major theater and business, and they said, no, you're not. I said, well, I am, and then
do it.
And I did anyway. Yeah. So yeah.
The second moment you choose, Ross, is when you booked Mad Men. It was the first role in a big TV show. That was a big step for you.
Yeah. I think prior to Mad Men, I had booked independent films and some smaller films here and there, but when you book a show like Mad Men, it gives you the confidence as an actor to say, okay, I can play with the big kids now.
Did you say in yourself, I'm here? It's the place I have to be?
I wouldn't say I think I'm here or I've arrived. I just thought it's possible. Being an actor is so much about momentum and believing in yourself. And for many years, I did not believe in myself. I had very little confidence. And every one of my friends said, "You're going to make it. You're going to do." And I said, "I don't know if I'm going to. I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm actually going to fail." And then when I got Mad Men, I thought, "Oh man, maybe it will work out. Maybe I can." Pursue this and be successful at it. And that's kind of the funny thing about acting is that you never really know if it's going to work out until these big milestone chapters start happening, and then you start feeling good about yourself and have more confidence.
More confidence, yeah.
Exactly. And I think that was a huge turning point for me that allowed my brain to say, I think this might be possible,
And do you remember the first time you were on stage for this show?
Oh yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
How are you this time, precisely?
Well, there were 3 shows that I wanted to get on as an actor for that time period. It was Breaking Bad, of course, but it already finished up. Mad Men, Sons of Anarchy, and Walking Dead.
Yeah.
So getting on one of my favorite shows was just like, oh my God, and I met John Hamm and Christina Hendricks and the whole cast, and I'm like, my heart is beating through my chest. I could barely talk to them. I was so nervous, I just wanted to go in, do my job. I was playing Paul Newman, and I just wanted to do my job well and then get out of there. And I'll never forget, the moment we wrapped that day. John Hamm, of course, Don Draper, went straight to me as I was going down the elevator, And he said, "Hey, Ross, right?" And I said, "Yeah." He's like,
Yes, me.
He's like, "Yeah." And he just said, "Great job today. That was great." And just, he didn't have to do that. You know, he went out of his way to make an impression and say, nicely done. He didn't have to do that at all. And I think that shows he's a classy guy, but also someone who's willing to encourage other people, because he had it very hard for many years. I think he lived in his car for a while. He was not doing so well. So for him to be so encouraging of a young actor, that meant the world to me. So,
Yes, because you tell about that, but the life of an actor is not always easy, and you almost gave up yourself.
I did, yeah.
But 2 months after you want to all set up, you cast for The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
It's one of your favorite shows. You work for that. You try again to be in The Walking Dead. Why you want to be in The Walking Dead? Because you say it's one of your favorite shows?
Yeah.
Yes?
And I did give up. I fully gave up acting. I just decided this is not going to work out. I had about $120,000 worth of debt. I mean, it was very, very deep in the hole. And, you know, when you have that much debt and we have that much money just missing from your bank account,
Very bad situation.
It's a bad situation. and you just think, it's never going to change. I'm always going to be chasing this. The bankers calling me all the time. Where's the money? Where's the money? And I felt very scared for my life. Honestly, I just thought I was running out of options. So I said, I need to be realistic, and I need to get a real job and work at an office and move back home with my parents.
Yeah,
and just,
of course.
you know, and then fate had a different thing in mind, and my manager
The Walking
said,
Dead was there.
yeah, she said, I auditioned for the show. That was my third audition for the show. You know, different characters, of course, but I said, oh gosh, I thought you weren't ever going to represent me anymore. And they said, no, we got one more audition. I was like, okay. And the rest is history. And that was the biggest turning point, of course, in my career. Because I feel like once you can book a big show like that as a series regular,
for a few years too, because you don't stay just one time.
8 years, yeah.
8 years.
115 episodes, I think. It was, biggest job in my career, of course. And I'm very, very grateful to that show.
How do you look back on these years in this show?
How do I look back on it?
Yes, because it's over for now.
Yeah.
and when you look back, what do you see?
I'm always gonna have so much love and gratitude for that show, because it not only saved my career, it saved my life in many respects, because obviously it got me out of debt. I was able to pay my bills again, but it made me feel like a human again. It made me feel like I wasn't a failure. It made me feel like I wasn't losing at life.
Okay.
And for so many years, I thought, I'm a loser, I'm pathetic, I'm never gonna make it in this world. And that show gave me so much confidence, of course, like I said again, but just this belief that it was going to work out, and I'm very grateful for that show, honestly.
Oh, the last moment, it's a big moment too.
It's a big moment, yeah.
In your career. You joined the cast of Avengers. I think you were a fan originally. You like Marvel.
Yes,
and you are in Avengers. So what do you have to say about that? Because it's amazing.
That was wild for me, because I think I told you, as a boy.
Yes, you read comics.
Oh yeah. Yes. Well, I started with X-Men, the animated series, in 1991.
Yes,
I think this came out in 92. When that show came out, as a kid, I thought, whoa, this isn't like every other cartoon. This has heart, and it has a pathos, and it has really adult themes. You know, I think with some other cartoons, they're very easy to digest. They're very fun, and they're very driven towards children, and children only. And that's mostly what I was watching, of course. But then when X-Men, the animated series, came on, I said,
it's more adults. Yes,
this is something special. And I'm amazed my parents let me watch it, because some of the themes that were being addressed, I was like, man, this is pretty dark, you know?
Yeah, of course.
And I just fell in love with the voice acting and just the storyline of it all. So I started collecting Marvel comics and the comic book cards. I still have my comic collection, even back at my house right now. So to go from being a kid that used to draw Marvel comics and, be obsessed with characters like Wolverine and Professor X and Gambit and Mephisto and Red Skull even, and drawing all these characters, to then being in this world,
When they call you Ross, did you dance all over the house or what?
No, because
No?
I didn't know what it was.
Okay.
Only because they asked if I could do a voice match
Okay.
for Hugo Weaving,
Okay.
and I said, "Well, what voice?" Because Hugo is Australian, but
Yeah.
he's the master of accents. I mean, he does obviously British and German, American, you know. And they said, "Well, we can't really say what the character is, but think German Hugo Weaving." And I said,
Yes, it's a
German
secret
Hugo
when you
sounds
do.
like Red Skull, but okay. And they sent me a clip, and it was definitely from the first Avenger, Captain America.
So even you don't know when you come. You don't know why you come. Not really.
Until I got to the set and they were putting the dots on my face. That was the moment the makeup artist said, because I looked around, I was very confused. I said, what is this? And he said, "You don't know what you're working on?" I said, they haven't told me anything. And he said, "This is the new Avengers movie." And I was like, "Oh my God." And I freaked out, of course. I mean, I was very nervous then because I thought, no one told me this.
But you don't have time to think because you.
No. I went to the bathroom and I did some deep breathing and I came back out. And, yep, exactly. So
It's a dream to be in Avengers, but do you have still other dreams? Because you do a lot. So
yeah, I mean, I wish I could talk about what I'm working on right now. But the projects that I'm working on currently, I think, are going to be the ones that I'm honestly maybe most proud of in my entire career, because
good news for us.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. I wish I could talk about it, but yes, there's lots of projects that are currently in production that will be announced hopefully this year or next year that I'm going to lose my mind when they finally come out. So
great news for us. Yeah. We're going to look for that. Cool. Thank you, Ross. Thank you to be with us and going to My VIE De Geek. It was amazing for me. It's me. I'm not realizing I'm making this show with you. It's very, very kind to you to come to this show. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me. Thank you. Yeah.
Merci à tous d'avoir suivi cette émission qui était complètement dingue pour moi. J'espère qu'elle vous a plu. Et on se retrouve bientôt pour un nouveau numéro de Ma VIE De Geek. Ciao.